I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. It's been a long day, I mean a long week, maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot, ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling. Cocky and appealing, possibly revealing, getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom, something like a wonderland. Understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, believers? Guys, I hope everybody's having a great night. My name is Believes. This is Bedtime with Believes, and holy smokes, did we have a big run today. We couldn't really kind of find any rhyme or reason to what was going on in the market early in the day. And it's very difficult sometimes when you're looking at these markets and you don't really understand, like, why is everything moving? And we can all point to a reason here, a reason there, but we never really know. And then you just kind of have to see it play out and then just get an understanding of what's happening. So what's happening ended up being what we were rumoring, and we kind of talked about this, and we said it a couple times that this was priced in. And when I say this was priced in, I'm talking about yesterday. The 75 basis points was basically priced into this market so that when we got to the point that there was an announcement yesterday, the 75 basis points had just basically already been cooked in. That was all that negative that we had seen. On the 25th, all the dumping that we saw, that was the people taking their money out. That was the people getting prepared to find out what was going on. Remember, I said the 26th. They decided the 25th. They got me 1 day early in guessing which date everybody was going to liquidate and everybody was going to get themselves ready so that they could make their plays. And now the important thing is this. We got that, then we got a pump. Then once we got the pump, what we had left was one more piece, and that was the GDP. And the GDP, it turns out, to this market was basically a lack of certainty. Everybody felt very good about what Jerome Powell was saying yesterday. Now, listen again, because of political ideology, if you really want Republicans in office, then you want him to say, we're in a recession and everything is super bad. And you want people to say recession because you know that moves voters. Then everybody in charge who's not a Republican started talking about everything was going on, and they wouldn't say the word recession. And then you were just watching all these people melting down because they wouldn't say it. And they were like, because they just wanted everybody to say it's a recession. And the unemployment numbers were still pretty low, like very low. The wages are up. Consumer spending was in a better place. Like everything that we were not in a recession. If you stop at two negatives over two quarters, if that's the only thing, which it's not, by the way, but if that's the only thing that you're using as a gauge, then that's where you come up with the recession. And that's, look, once you had that, a lot of people just stopped reading because that was enough for them. So it was not enough for the markets. So what the markets did is the markets looked at it and they said, well, wait a minute. The numbers just don't add up to the recession that we're seeing. Now, and here's the bad part. First of all, you have to accept prices the way they are when they are. You don't have to like them, by the way. I'm not saying that you have to like them, but you have to accept the prices the way they are. A month ago, prices were a lot different. We were looking at gas at $5.49 a gallon in the Midwest, almost $6 a gallon. We're looking at $8 a gallon, I think, in California or something near there. We were looking at $4.50 a gallon or close to $5 in the South. And then all of a sudden, things started to move backwards. Today, gas has gone from $5.49 here to $4.29. So we've eaten $1.20 off of that cost, which will end up going now. They will not willingly give back that money, by the way, but that will end up going into the bottom line in sales. Everything's going to go on sale pretty soon. Walmart, recognizing what was going on, they put clothing on sale. All these little mitigating factors started to happen, and the market started to kind of correct itself. So the 75 BPS came in, and what that meant was right off the top, all of the people at the top, they couldn't borrow money as easily as they could before. They had to pay a higher interest rate. What does that do? It slows down your spending. And what does it also do? It slows down risk. So risk has already been a little bit averted, and we saw that because our market is the basis behind risk. I mean, you look at our market and you know that this is the riskiest asset market that we're talking about right now. And the money already came out. We were trading under $1 trillion. Then we get to today, and look, they just looked at it and they shrugged off a -9 because guess what? They disagreed with all of the people that were just so mad because Joe Biden wouldn't say recession or Jerome Powell wouldn't say recession. All the people that read, Breitbart, they wanted it to be recession. They wanted to be able to push the recession narrative, and they weren't giving them that ability. They weren't just doing it, sucking it up and moving on. Like, this is where we're at. This is what we've got. Now we've got to build on. We've got to move from here. Austin is my guy. Austin Hilton, Awesome Austin Hilton. Awesome Austin is my guy, but I watched him melt down this morning, first thing, because Jerome Powell and Joe Biden just wouldn't say recession. And then making the rounds in the far right was the new speaker. I don't even know what her name is, the press secretary, but she wouldn't say it either. And they were just moving around and dancing around those numbers. So the market knew what was up. The market knows that we're not in a recession, because if we're in a recession, we don't have shit like this happening. We don't have these kind of things going on if we're in a recession. So here's where we are. This is what's going on at this moment. We've seen just a massive sort of run up starting this morning. We got those numbers. Remember, we got the numbers right around here. And we went live early. We started looking at them. Then we got a green candle. We were trying to figure out, why are we getting a green candle? By the way, we're looking at this on a half hour, in case anybody's wondering. But let's go to the hour because that's probably a little easier, and I won't lose my mind that way. But so we got that green. We got that red we got that red candle. Then we got that other red candle, and you start to feel like, oh man, maybe it's not going to be good. But the reports kept coming in of the earnings reports, and the earnings reports are not horrible. So then what do we get? All of a sudden the market just says, you know what, YOLO, and the market pumps, 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 and then we get right here, we get to 3 o'clock, and we are sitting here at 3 o'clock, and everything's fine. And we're sitting here at 3 o'clock, and everything's fine. And we're sitting here at 3 o'clock, and everything's fine. And we get to 3:30, and Apple beats its expectations. And guys, if you haven't looked at Apple, if you haven't looked at the Apple chart right now, you know what? We're going to go look at Apple just so you guys can see this, because you don't get to see this off of these, oops, I'm doing this. I should be doing all sources. I should be looking at Apple on the NASDAQ. Let's go look at that over here. And we're going to throw Apple up, and Apple went out of its mind today. and in the last couple of days. You can see this right here. Like it's just kind of played out. And then when we hit that number, they were trading at 104, and like it just went like to the moon in a very short period of time. So that doesn't look like the Apple one. You know what? That's the wrong one. God damn it. No, that's the one. I think that's the right one. Yeah, AAP. Yeah, that was the one. Anyway, so you saw it was just going out of its mind. It just went straight up for a while. And I think it ended up trading. I think the final on Apple was up like 20 points on the day. Like, I mean, that's over a 10% increase. And that happened from like 3:30 to 4 o'clock. Like, it just went parabolic and out of its mind and closed the market on a bang. And then what happened? All the markets just started to pump. And here we are. And they've already pumped, but now they're just pumping a little bit more. So what are we to do now? Well, you guys know, because we keep talking about this, that we're testing right now. So what are we testing? Right now we're testing this 24,200 line, because this leads us into this right here. This purple, this we talked about this morning. This is basically, this is this is like a golden pocket, basically. This is a magical area where if we go to the day chart over here and we kind of zoom this out just a little bit, and you don't, I guess you got to move it over here, but see how this thing is kind of goes right in there like it. So you know what, by the way, we're gonna have to get rid of some of these because we're not fucked anymore. We're not looking at this low number again. Now this doesn't mean, by the way, that we're done. We're not done with Bitcoin going down. We've still got some downside that we're going to have to contend with, that we're going to have to deal with. But you know, for the moment, we've staved off whatever has been ailing us, so to speak. So that leaves us right here with this little pocket of no resistance. When we get into this little pocket right here of no resistance, things are going to get real interesting. And the reason they're going to get real interesting is because, as you can see right here, on the way up and on the way down, we've never stopped and developed any volume except for this right here. And that's just because it was two ships passing in the night. And then this one time it dipped really bad. So like we literally have very low trading volume in this area. So what ends up happening is we end up with all of this room right here up at the top to just run. So what we're going to see is we're going to see this test. The test over here, 24,000 got rejected. So then what do? We came back down. We fell off for a little bit. What happened again? We tested it again. What happened here? Now we're going back up and we're just about to test it one more time. Now, if we can get into this area, we have no resistance all the way up to around 27,224. Again, remembering that we do have that little bit of resistance right around the middle. This is going to play out just like one of those bands that we talk about on the top and the bottom. Like this will become a support line because that's where this is right here. So we're breaking out of that. So that becomes our line of support. Then we have this one little patch right here in the middle that becomes resistance. And we should be able to get all the way up to the top here. And then we experience resistance right here at the top. So if we get through this, then I would expect that we have some tremendous upside, but we got to get through it first. So we'll have to bust in here and bam, go through this, maybe a little sideways action right around here. And then we got to go test this up here. Now this will probably be solidly rejected because we don't have any kind of support for it. And because there is no support in this pocket, the resistance level is going to take us probably back down all the way to here. This is going to probably end up becoming, because it's already sort of becoming, but it'll become the new support line. And then this is where we'll kind of go sideways again, and we might test it again. But if we go lower, then now we're on this downtrend. I hope this is making sense to everybody. And of course, if we get rejected bad enough and this thing just continues to go down into this, then this level right here becomes support. So, and we could trade, we could trade whichever way. But something to remember right now, there's nothing in the way of bad news coming out for a period of time. We have no real negative sentiments that are just kind of building up out there to unleash on anybody. I said earlier today, the only thing that's gonna stop right now a little mini run. We're not in a bull run, by the way, but the only thing that'll stop this mini run right now is going to be a nuclear bomb going off in. I don't know, and I don't know where they're gonna. I mean, I don't know. Look, the world is kind of a hotbed of crazy stuff right now. So there is there's a possibility that we see some friction in Taiwan starting in August. I keep hearing rumors about it. I don't know if the rumors are true. They're just rumors, and I have no idea. But we're also still dealing with the Ukraine and Russia, and I don't have an answer for that. And like Young Arsonist says right here, like, we are in a recession. You just can't, right. But you also, okay, here, by definition, we are in a recession. We can't just ignore the traffic signals, but that's what you're asking us to do, because what you're saying is we are in a recession because we had 2 negative GDPs. But we also, when we have 2 negative GDPs, we also have high unemployment. We have other mitigating circumstances. Then all of those traffic signals are not on. So what you're saying is not correct, not 100% correct. That's why these guys are hedging all this way. By the way, good evening. What's going on, Crypto Surfer? John, Jonathan, McGuire, Ellis, Wizard, Snell. They're going to be coming in the next couple of days by the 31st. Carlito, what is going on? Matter of fact, I just made a Saitama video, Crypto G, and I am very bullish on Saitama right now. But it does require, listen, it requires Ethereum to move as well. Saitama is after that 1 cent dream, and they've even rolled down their, the number of zeros and stuff like that. That's actually a very good thing for them. I think that in the long run, that's going to help them a lot more than it hurt. To Young Arsonist, like, what he's saying is, like, there is some validity to the fact that when you're in that situation, or when you're in a recession, businesses are just gonna do bad. They're just gonna fall apart. They're just gonna, oh, look at this, McDonald's just beat the expectation. Oh, look at this, Apple beats its expectation in the billions. This is billions, $83 billion. They were expecting to do 82.4, did 83 billion. But United States Steel missed. It did 6.3 billion, and it was scheduled to do 5.8 billion. Wait a minute, that means it beat, but the earnings share was a little bit smaller, because the earnings share was supposed to be $3.87, and it was $3.86. So, Roku misses because, hey, people aren't sitting around watching TV like they were a little while ago. Amazon misses. Now that hurts, right? Off of revenue of 121 billion, but they were expected to go all the way up to, oh shit, less revenue. 119.5 billion. But it's the earnings per share that got missed. The earnings per share was supposed to be 14 cents. It was only 10 cents. So, EBITDA is a little high because they have to pay people. You know what I'm saying? Intel misses. Chip manufacturing, anything that's chip manufacturing, I would think is going to be missing just a little bit. So they actually had, I would say this is a recessionary number, because it was revenue of 18 billion, but they only hit 15.3 billion. Chip manufacturing, Intel is a semiconductor chip maker. It develops integrated digital technology products. So, like, I would think them missing is a big deal, but it's in the computer industry. I think we'll be okay. MasterCard beats. Royal Caribbean Cruises beats. This is not a recession. And, dress it up all we want and say, well, it has to be a recession because I don't like the guy in office. But these are not recession numbers. The companies are still performing. The companies are still getting profit. The companies are still making money hand over fist. It is incredibly complicated to take a situation where you're seeing people making billions of dollars and millions of dollars, and they're all profiting and they're beating earnings expectations and they're doing all the positive things, and then say, recession. It's just not correct. It's not looking at the entire picture, and that is complicated. So that's why you can't just say, I don't like Joe Biden, so recession. You have to look at all the mitigating circumstances and all the mitigating factors. And if the market continues to improve, then we're still going to see. And by the way, I would think that we are still going to see recessionary type numbers at some point. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is, for the moment, we've avoided what would be a recessionary period right now because unemployment still remains low and wages are still high. But when we see those numbers, they will deteriorate. When those numbers start to deteriorate and we're still seeing that negative GDP number, then we're going to be talking about a real recessionary period. Now, before that happens, we got about a month and a half, 2 months here, guys. So let's all get rich off of crypto so that we don't have to deal with that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So, and by the way, everybody else who I missed, happy Thursday, whatever day you call it. So Saitama Pro has been sent. By the way, for anybody who's here for Saitama, Saitama has sent Saitama Pro. Oh, by the way, here's the only analyst. This is a picture of the only analyst that guessed that we were going to have this boom today. So here's a picture of him. So yeah. Remember, everybody told you the sky was falling, including me. Now, I'd like to think that I was saying, like, maybe, we're not going to see it as bad. But remember, I was giving you numbers down here at the bottom. I was telling you that, we're not going to go to 12. And remember all those Jeets that were telling you 10,000, 6,000, 8,000. And I was saying, 16,000 is probably the lowest, but we're also probably we've already hit the bottom, which was 17,567. We probably already hit the bottom and we're bouncing upwards from there. And that's the way it's going to go. So just remember, we had that conversation and I told you that we may have already seen the bottom, but I'm not the only one. There's other people out there who've been talking the same sort of stuff. So I'm not the only one, but if we can get in here, the point to that all was if we can get in here and get past 24,200 and then bounce off of that once or twice, then boom, we can go all the way to 27,000 with very little resistance. Doesn't mean we will, just means the possibility exists. Now, the question then becomes, well, where do we start bouncing? And the answer to that is most probably we're going to start seeing our tests, and we're going to see a test down here. You see it already turning, by the way. You see it's already turned downward. It could do like the rest of this stuff, move a little sideways and then make the next leg up. Could do that. But what we're probably looking at is this downside right here at 23,004. Now, the other thing is, if we're having a 40% correction off of what we did right here, then that's going to put us right here at 22,000. So it is entirely possible that we come all the way down here and test this level again before we start making that way up. Like, anything can happen. But if we're looking at places and we're looking for places where we can like bounce and we can find support, then our first line of support is this 23,460 right here that we're seeing. And there's a huge trading volume right there. And we're already in a huge trading volume. So it's entirely possible that we do keep going. But look for support at 23,004. Then look for some more support at 23,000. If we break those, then you're looking at a downside of 22.7 followed by 22.6. So that's where they are. That's how it breaks out. But I think that in a worst case scenario, we're going to go 23.4, and then we're going to bounce from there, and we will start moving back upwards. Take a couple days, but listen, we avoided and we've averted what otherwise was just an absolute disaster. Now, I do have problems with that because I do think that what we require in order to get all that money back into the market like we had before, if the money still exists, by the way, because the United States has been burning money and not minting more. So, and I mean, that happens every once in a while. Well, it happens all the time. But they're not minting more money at the same level as before. So now it's become a little deflationary. So as that money starts to dwindle and come down, but the DXY, we're finally getting a little bit of downside here. You can see that, and what we needed, by the way, even though, by the way, we did have a pump on this earlier this morning. We were pumping up like it was gonna, like everybody was anticipating an absolute disaster. So the DXY was completely pumping up, but we'd like to get that probably down here. I mean, we really, this 105 would be a great level, but 104, something like that. The dollar is still super strong across the nation. And by the way, Korea is on they are on the clock right now, and you can see right here that they are pumping hard this evening. They got the news from the American market, and they are gone with the wind. Pre-market, we don't see anything over here on the pre-market for China yet. We're going to get an update on that pretty soon. But when we see this one, I got a feeling that China is going to be in a real good mood because they see the American market moving. And you see here, and this is important, China just went over the 50 EMA, and that usually lends itself. It did here, and it just popped for a second. But when it goes over, it goes hard. When it goes over, it goes hard. So it's entirely possible that since this thing is over, this might go hard because, you got good news across the world right now or at the moment. So we're going to watch these things as they break down. And we look at 3 minutes, by the way. We can see from the 3 minutes. So this is where you should get a little concerned, but it's a necessary correction. Like that's, the problem when I say that is that this is a necessary sort of correction. This is just the, what is it? The 3 minute chart. Yeah. So just on the 3 minute chart, we're heading down, but we're going to probably find like this spot right here and just bounce off of it, and move ourselves right back up. So, and you can't really do TA on those numbers. You can just kind of guess, but you can see here that we've had big support right here on this line. We've bounced off of this line once already, on the 5 minute. We're probably going to bounce again. It looks like we might be downsiding, and we might bounce to this again, or at 17.14, 17.13, maybe we'll catch a wave and get back over this one, because it looks like we need to establish a little more over 17.27 to push it back through 17.50. In hours, by the way, on this is going to be the same way. And this would push us up to that. Remember, I put the hard out here, 1848, 1850. That's our number. That's where we want to get. And that's exactly where it could be if we get on a nice little run. So right there. So that's what that's looking like. How's everybody doing? What's going on, Harold? What's happening? Kat, Philip. I do not. I really haven't done anything for that yet. I'm just trying to share it with people so that everybody has an idea about what they need to know. And I'm not trying to charge people and do anything for that. Although if you want to help me, membership, if you want to help me, then become a member of my channel. If I can get 1,000 members, then I'll be feeling pretty good about that. So I sold my ETH at 1,700. That's awesome. I sold my ETH at 1600. Then it dipped back down a little bit, and then I sold it again at I got it at 1590, and then I sold it at 1635, and then I came back out because I was nervous, and then I picked some more up, and I'm about dead even right now. I might be slightly down, yeah, because I think it was like 1730. So I'm at 1730 on the trade. So 1711. I'm down a couple $100, but I'm not like that one. I'm not worried about. Like that one's I think that one's a slam dunk. Like we're gonna see that one go absolutely ballistic. I really think that we're gonna see Ethereum and Bitcoin start running pretty soon. So, and then oh, by the way, so here's what we're gonna do. I didn't make a thing about it, but I'm gonna have a contest. I'm gonna put the contest down here on the bottom on a banner right here real quick. So what we're gonna do is for the next week starting, what is this, July 29 or July 28? So July 28, 22, bedtime with Believes until let's just do it for exactly let's do today, tomorrow, and then what are we gonna do here? Today, tomorrow, and Monday. We do today, tomorrow, and Monday. So we're gonna do all live streams. All right, so we're gonna do from 7/28/22 bedtime live stream until 8/1/22 bedtime live stream. All super chats or super stickers will get an entry for a Believes hoodie or Believes baseball hat prize drawing. Drawing will be held on 8/2/22 evening bedtime show. One winner, then we'll have another contest to give away. We'll leave that off. All right, now save that. All right, now see if that goes across the bottom right. From 7/28/22 right now, bedtime live stream until 8/1 bedtime live stream. And boy, I fucked that one up. All super chats or super stickers will get an entry for a Believes hoodie or a Believes baseball hat. Good Lord, I suck at spell. Drawing will be held on 8/2/22 bedtime show. One winner. So anybody who makes a super chat for the next couple of days of any amount, we're going to have a drawing, and that drawing is going to be for a Believes hoodie. It's an extra large, I believe, or a one-size-fits-all baseball hat. It's your choice, whichever one you want. And then after that, we'll do the same thing like a week from now or something like that for the other one. And I do have, I think I got 3 hoodies left. And I got a couple of baseball hats. And ladies, if you win, then the hat can be made in like pink or something like that. Like you can specify a color, I think, or something like that. So there we go. And then I should probably do something about this fucking disaster of spelling. Oh my God, I can't believe somebody graduated me. Can you believe that shit? Somebody let me loose and said, hey, you know what? Yeah, let's put him out there and let him talk to people. Bedtime live stream. Save. That looks better. Okay. So anyway, so for the next couple days, anybody that does anything on a super chat or a super sticker, we're going to have a drawing, and the winner will get a hoodie or a hat. By the way, true story. I'm managing money for somebody, and they don't know how to do crypto, and they ask me for, like, so they can track, like they like to track their own wallet. I'm doing it for a family member. They like to track their own wallet, and they like to post their wallet. And instead of posting their wallet into like Explorer so that they can check it out and see how much money they have or made or anything like that, they just like send the wallet number back to me every once in a while. Like they just paste it back into my like text messages. Like that's how you pull it up or something like that. Dude, I've seen it's not just Saitama devs, man. Like there's a lot of people out here that, like, I look at some of these websites and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, how did you, like, who do you have doing this? Me? You know what I mean? Like, ugh. All right. So anyway, let's go over here, by the way. Let's there was something. Yeah, here we go. Goldman Gary, SEC Chair Gensler reiterates anti-crypto stance, pushes exchanges to register. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chair Gary Gensler took yet another dig at the unregulated crypto industry. This time around, Chair Gensler reiterated his longstanding argument about how crypto exchange platforms are liable to register with the Wall Street regulator. Gensler took to Twitter with an exclusive video explaining how cryptocurrency exchanges are a threat to consumer protections. Further, seeking them to register under the securities law, he asked the commission's officials to work with these platforms in an attempt to regulate them, much like security exchanges. Furthermore, he noted that the SEC is also in the process of getting certain coins to specifically register as securities. Now, the reason that he's doing that is because, the SEC is no longer in charge of crypto. There is actually a crypto regulatory board that's been formed that will handle it. They're called the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. And look, this it was criticized by Gensler. So he is doing everything that he can for his buddies. He's in the pocket of fiat currency, and I mean, he worked for Goldman Sachs for many years, and JP Morgan, all of these different banks. Like he's in it for the banks that don't give you any interest. By the way, remember, there used to be a time where you were able to put your money in a bank, and look, when you were young, I think, and for some of you, maybe some of you are a little bit too young for this, but when we were a little bit younger, there were times when we were told that if you had $1 million, you could live off the interest from the bank for the rest of your life and live a decent life. And they would say, like, 5% interest, you get like $50,000 a year, and you can live off of $50,000 a year. And all you would have to do is just wait like 2 years, because your capital gains, the capital gains were still pretty high back then too. But if you held it for a year or something like that, like, you would just always be just fine, because that was all you needed. And then it became 2 million, and then the bank started cutting interest rates. So now if you put money into your savings, go look at what your interest rate is for a bank. Like, you're giving the bank your money. You're saying, here, hold on to my money. And instead of them saying thank you, let me give you something for allowing me to have your money, they're like literally slapping you in the face, spitting down your throat and saying, you can't be trusted with your own money. I'll take that. They don't give you anything for it. Like, you're not rewarded for doing business with bank. You're absolutely not rewarded for doing business with a bank. They just destroy you with fees. What's up, King Viking? Can you show the website? Yeah. So if you ever wonder, you can go to ETHPLORER, Explorer, ETHPLORER.io. So you go over here and, just for example, let's go to Volt and we're going to look at, whoops, we don't look at the cut. Yeah. So we're going to look at the holders, right? And then we just pick a random wallet and copy that random wallet. And now you just type it into Explorer, boom, right? And you hit Explorer and it will tell you how much money is in that wallet. So you can scroll down here and it tells you how much it has or what it has. This is a deployer wallet because I have way too many chromosomes. Jesus Christ. I picked it. If there was a wrong wallet to pick, ta-da. Wait, there we go. I picked the wrong. I am such an idiot. Jesus Christ. I went up and I picked Volt, the product. Okay, so here we go. So look at this wallet. This wallet right now has $84 million in it. It's got 75 million from BitGet. So this is probably a BitGet wallet. It's got 4 million in Tether. It's got 1.1 million in DAI. It's got 795,000 in Cube. It's got Brazilian BDT, 2.4 million. It's got $26 billion in Shiba Inu. Jesus Christ. $265 billion worth of Volt. What goddamn money is this thing? Oh, son of a bitch. You know what? I'm an idiot. All right, so it's got 75 million BitGet. It's got 4 million Tether, 1.1 million Cube, 509 or DAI, 509,000 Cube, 464 Brazilian. It's got 316,000 Shiba, 265,000 Volt, 116,000 Binance, 114,000 ENS, 112,000 Cult. This is probably like one of the wallets for BitGet. But that's where you go. Just go to explorer.io and it just tells you. And by the way, you can like punch in, you can just like throw a wallet, any wallet that you have. And even if you have, all you have to do is just like copy it and put it in there. And even if some of those tokens don't have any value, there's some in there that are problems still because they get their data from different sources like, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. And that's not a perfect system. But so some of them, like if you put WAGME in there, WAGME shows up like twice, I think. And one of them shows the correct value and the other one shows like 5x or 10x more in value. So you got to kind of subtract when you're looking at that one. And you'll find those problems like very rarely. But if you keep a clean wallet, then you should be pretty good to go. Oh, also, it'll tell you what the value is on some of your NFTs. Yeah, they got a way to go. Matter of fact, let me see. I got a MetaMask wallet that probably, I don't think it has anything in it but BNB. Boom, one. All right, so then we're gonna take that one and copy. This is one of my old wallets here that you can actually look at. Explorer. Oh, bang, and then boom. And then you can see here, this has got like $60 in it. It's got 0.03 Ethereum. It's got enough for a transaction. And then it's got like 428,000 Phantom project because I have, that's one of my wallets with 100 million, with 100 million Phantom in it. And I got it all staked right now. So, shit, do I have it staked? Yeah, I got it staked. So yeah, that's, and you don't see it in your wallet, by the way, if you have something staked. But you can see here, like I staked it 103 million a while back. And then I did the original staking back when I first did it. And then I took all the earnings out and shit like that. And then I just compounded it so that there were more. By the way, Kings, if you're still in here, it doesn't compound easily. So, but let's move on now, and let's go to Volt. Volt's at 94.99. You see this downward, you see this little downward pressure right here. Like go over here and look, and you can see here that it's not ETH really that's dropping. It's somebody sold 9 ETH right there. And I mean, you get those people. The Jeets exist; they're everywhere, and you can't do much about them. But like Saitama's over here at 42.70, and when you look at the chart on Saitama, by the way, you got to be impressed with it. Like it pulled out of this channel, and it's forming a new top. And look at this. This is the EMA that I was talking about. It's way over this EMA. It is moving up. It's doing a great job. Like Saitama is doing a great job. Also. What is let me go find it here. This came out from Discord a little while ago. This is from, I don't know which one of these guys it is. It's Roshi Moshi. I don't know who that is. So the Saitama Countdown Twitter Spaces AMA, that was yesterday or today or some shit like that. Saitama testing complete, sent out to Google Play and the iOS App Store. So Saitama is imminent. Release of Saitama expected any time now, dependent on Android and iOS timetables. Staking rewards for Saitama available on launch, 30, 60, and 90 days to earn 2, 4, or 6%. No more dynamic staking. The ePay.me Saitama should be available on first major update with Saitama, not on launch. And they're telling you, by the way, think about this. They're not giving you a pie in the sky or a wish list. They're telling you exactly what they got going on. And when they're not able to deliver, they're not bullshitting you, and they're not giving you like a crazy anything, right? Should be available on first major update with Saitama, debit card, prepaid card, DeFi card without KYC, possible 4 tiers, potential embedded partnership with subscription service. Think Netflix, Spotify, sports subscription. Now, when they said that, there is a Netflix, Spotify. No, there is a Hulu, Spotify, ESPN Plus, Disney subscription or something like that. Like there's a subscription package that it might be that. I don't know if it's Netflix. Like I think they just picked some random shit here and kind of threw it in here, but I think that's probably what it is. Balance is whatever Saitama you staked. More special license required, 6 to 8 week minimum. Centralized exchange in India to be revealed in the next couple of months. So they're working on their own centralized exchange. Fang, no definite release date. Priority is Saitama release. There we go. This is what you're seeing from the Saitama development team. You're seeing them tell you, look, we don't know when this is coming out. We're working on this other stuff right here. We're not giving you pie in the sky anymore. We're telling you exactly what you need to hear and what you should be hearing. Miscellaneous. Saitama referral program and future Saitama update. And Mr. Grape's feeling better, working on Saitabot and NFTs for Fang. So there's your information on Saitama. There's, you're not getting this crazy stuff that you were getting before. You're actually getting the information that you want to get, and they're telling you what you need to hear. So, I got a feeling that, look, if you bought at the top, you're screwed. I mean, there's no way for you to not be screwed. It cannot move. You have to look at the price. You have to be honest about, first of all, you have to look, there's only so much value that there is in Saitama. There's only so much value that you can have in Saitama. Okay. And it doesn't exist in a way that, so you can look at it right here and you can see like it trended like really good inside this chart it was pretty predictable for a period of time. Then it broke out, then it fell back in, and then it tested the bottom every single time. And then it's not a verifiable breakout, but it is a day. So I would say that it has broken out and we should start looking for like a new pattern. So, we'll cancel this one and we'll keep the EMAs and we'll look for maybe some shorter plays and just kind of get an idea here of like where it is. Looking at the hour charts would be the easier way to get, some kind of like, what are we looking at? And it looks like by the way. So bear with me here. Humor me for just a second here, but we're looking at, say, this is breaking almost perfectly kind of this way. And if I drag it just a smidge out here, and then we're hitting, I mean, we're basically hitting the top of everything and testing every top right there. And then we're popping this way. And other than missing those two when they fell out of the channel, then that looks like we've got this triangle formation, right? And then we can go over here, and all we have to do is Forex chart. And then, go find your pattern. It's an upward pointing chart, right? So let's go look at the upward pointing chart right here. That says that we've got a bearish signal in that regard, right? So now we're looking for 3 confirmations on the bottom and 2 on the top. So we can come back over here. We can say, well, we got 3 up here and we got a bunch of confirmations at the top, right? So now we're looking at a different pattern because that's not the right one. Now we're looking at something more like this one right here, where it's got 3 confirmations. And can we make that 2 on the bottom? And that's going to be, like, we're looking at that. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, but let's go take a look over here. And we could say we got 1, 2, 3 for sure. And then we got 1, 2, but we've still got all of this right here. So let's just say that we've got what should be, this went up here and hit, this went down here and hit, this went up here and hit, down here and hit, up here and hit. So what is it? That is a bullish indicator. So now you would indicate that Saitama is on a bullish sort of pattern, or at least that pattern usually ends in a bullish sentiment and creates some value to the upside. So we'll see how Saitama plays it out. If they keep doing what they're doing right now, and there's no reason to think that they're not, because look, guys, I think it's just absolutely bonkers, right? Because I'm not, it doesn't matter to me. Like, it just does not matter to me. But if you go down and you start looking at some of the comments that are being made, let me go to, I think it was this one right here. Stop purchasing V1 tokens. Yeah, so okay, so here, update the V2. Here we go. Update, the V2 migration tool has been put into maintenance as we make some additional modifications. We will keep you posted on its availability. LMAO, come on, this is ridiculous. I mean, like, really? Like, how can this shit not work perfectly the day you did it? You know what I mean? Like, and that's Brad. That's my guy. So, I don't have anything bad to say about him. But, I mean, realistically, sometimes things break. Sometimes things don't work. Like, why are we even having that kind of a conversation or trying to have that conversation about something that, let it work? Why would we want it to work the right way? But in here, in V2 migration, where the tokens migrated same in quantity or less, I have 10 billion, received 10K. That's right, by the way. So you can just see here that most people are just kind of asking. But here we go, Desitron. Now we know Desitron. What a mess. Time to leave this scam. He left a long time ago. Matter of fact, he argued with me about it, that I'm not even an investor anymore. So he can't be in there. So it's just because I want to be a hater, maybe. I don't know. But I really think that he had a conversation with me before in public where he said, I'm not even an investor in that scam token anymore, blah, blah, blah. Now, it could be that he was wrecked and wasn't able to pull out. But, anything can happen. But, generally, like, look, we as influencers, and Brad is an influencer. So, like, we have no vested, like, he's not invested in Saitama, right? I have no idea why this is still a thing. But, I mean, do what you got to do. Go in and get yours. I mean, Rodney goes out there and talks shit about stuff just because he wants to get the likes and he wants to get the views and stuff like that. And he tells people about it. Like, that's, that's kind of the purpose. You do some of that and, it turns heads, makes people pay attention to you. So you're like, okay. But, like, it's, what EMA am I using? I'm using 9, 15, and 50. Calvin, I'm using 9, 15, and 50, and I'm looking for confirmations. My by the way, like it looks kind of crazy because I use the biggest one in green, but my confirmation is the 9. So that's the 9, and that's in green. So that's usually when it's over everything. Then of course you're going up, and then the 50 is the one that you want to watch to see whether or not you're going to be going up and making moves. And then the 15 is when that's over the green. When the 15 is above, then that means that we're gonna have negative action. So like when it crosses over right here, we start going down. Crosses back, we go up. Crosses back over, we go down. We go down. We go down. So just following those right now. Just looks weird when you pull it out like that. All right, so we're gonna close that because we're done with Gary Gensler. All right, so the Korean market did what it do. Now the Chinese market has opened, and the Chinese market is in. Looks like they're in a kind of a bad mood. These are 5-minute candles. Okay, so they're in some mixed emotion. Like they're into their feelings right now. Like this is kind of weird. They have this big dump to lead off that got bought back up. Then they have this pump all the way up here that comes back down, and then it mints over here, and then they go back down, and then they buy that up. So like they seem unsure. I'm pretty sure China's drunk tonight. So, and I don't know what is it called in India, by the way? I have no idea. You know what? They reached out to me, like Saitama V3 reached out to me, and I talked to him a couple times. I wasn't like that's just not. I don't care what I didn't care what their deal was. Like I don't have a problem with them. I mean, look, I don't have a problem if you're out here trying to make your way and stuff. As long as if your liquidity is locked and if your tokens are locked, if you're all locked up and you're not scamming somebody, then I mean, go ahead and see what you can make work. You know what I mean? Like I don't begrudge them. And he's been pretty open about it. He got scammed, he feels, by Saitama, and he can do whatever it is that he wants. I mean, look, Saitama stole the name from the One Punch Man, so it's not like they have a right to the Saitama name anyway. They took it from the Saitama district in Japan, and there is a city called Saitama as well. So I mean, it's everybody can use the name. I know why they were using it though, so I'll still be with you on that. But people can still do whatever it is they want, man. Like this is DeFi. It's DeFi, son. All right, so that's 8:58. So that puts me online for time for the dog walk. So looks like we're gonna be doing good over the next couple days. Guys, play your dips right. Like find your spot to get in. Don't buy on. By the way, don't play this shit on these 5-minute candles. Okay, so we're starting here. The pump is starting to happen. So you're just looking. By the way, when we're looking at 5 minutes, we're looking at 3 minutes. We're looking at this kind of shit right here. We're just looking to see the trends going the other way. We're gonna look at the chandeliers and see. So we got to buy on the 3 minute. We got to buy on the 5 minute. We got to buy. We're still on a sell on the 15 minute. So we're still our buy is from the 30 minute. We had that buy way down here, and on the 1 hour, we had a buy way down here a couple days ago, and it's just been a buy candle the whole time. So, the 2 hour, by the way, is sitting down here as well. Here's one for you to see that's fucking crazy. The day candle is 2 days old now, and it's gone over the 50 EMA, which I mean, that's like, I really think that means that this thing is going to start moving into this territory and into this level. Same thing with Ethereum. It's already broken out. It's testing these numbers. It's putting itself into this sort of position. So we can expect to see this thing probably get a little bit of pump going on. The Asian markets have not been great for the last bunch of days. But we go down here to the week candle, and guess what we got on the week today? This week, we finally got a buy. And look how long it's been since we had a buy signal. The last time we had a buy signal on the weekly was 28 March. But look what we normally get when we get a weekly. We got, for the last bunch of years, we've got 6th of April of 2020. Took us from 120 YOLO up to 4,391 before it gave us a sell at 2563. So it 10x'd your Ethereum. Then it came down here and gave you another buy at, what number did it give you here? 2,300, which took you up to a sell at 4,000. These are weak candles, by the way. So this could actually, like, if we don't keep pumping, this could actually unmint itself. Because like once they print, they can, there's like an hour or two where they can like falter. So they may falter, but all right, so I think that's got it covered. If you got a position in Saitama, you might be in for a good ride. I mean, it's, you got to look at it objectively, and you got to remember, here's the thing. The same people, the same people who are shitting on Saitama are also the same people that are telling you, don't look at my past. Focus on who I am now. Focus on what I'm doing right now. Don't focus on what I did in the past. That's not a testament of who I am. That's a testament of who I was. Hello. So, and I don't mean to be the only positive person on Saitama on the planet at this point, but Bandex is showing higher value in the Trust Wallet Crypto B because Bandex is right here at 1679. And this will be the last question, by the way. But then you go over here to CoinMarketCap and you look at Bandex, where you get the price, and the price is not 1679, it's 1295. And the reason that it's 1295 is because it's being traded on I don't remember how to go to markets on here. Oh yeah, markets. There we go. It's being traded on the markets over here. So you can see here that Bitmart is trading at 1423. BKEX though is trading at 1099, and then Uniswap 1692. So you can see here that there's some variance in the price action. So that's why. So you're seeing differences in price action. If you try to sell it right here, then you're going to get a certain price. Like if I go in here and all mine are staked. So I only have like some extra, 20 million. So that's worth 0.012 ETH or 0.019. So like the price is it's just different. So. But that's why you get the price action from different stuff. So let's go mint this thing right here though, and let's get into this 1900. Let's get to this resistance point up here, 2165. In order to get to that, we're gonna have to have Bitcoin burn its way up to 30,000. It looks like maybe, probably not. Probably gonna have to go through here to 26 or 27,000, and then we'll probably see the same thing over there on Ethereum. But there we go. That's my time, guys. This is not financial advice. My name is Believes. I am always right. And you guys have a good night. And we will see you for breakfast in the morning, where we're going to keep looking at this stuff and see if we can find out where we can make some money. So good luck, good trading. And we will see you guys tomorrow.